Gutsypickscash in the house. It's time for SoBet, bitch.
Alright, here we go, episode 2. And Gutsy's already late. We haven't even gotten 2 episodes in. And I'm driving over to the crib. He's not picking up my calls. This is a fucking shit show. He might not even be here. We don't even know where he is. I mean, he did say the Pirates were on, so. He bet on the Pirates earlier, so. Yo, Guts!
Boom! Wait!
No way.
Hold on! God! Let's go! Catch me over! In the 5th inning! A 2-run shot! Oh. Sometimes you get so lost in the bets you forget about the actual pods.
I'll get it.
You got the door? Okay.
What are you shooting if you went out there today?
That's what the course record is. They'll probably shoot like 82.
Dude, I was getting an acai bowl. I was getting an acai bowl.
Sure.
8:30 this morning, I come out and I just hear and I'm like, what is hissing right now? I thought it was like a cicada, and I looked down. Dude, and there's a bolt that big in my tire. And I'm just like, and I just hear dude, and I look up, I kid you not, I look up, and right next door to the acai bowl place is a tire place. Dude,
you can't even make it up.
Dude, did they sabotage me?
It's a good. They're just throwing bolts in the parking lot.
I pull in. I think they sabotaged me. I pull in and I was like, "Yeah, I need a tire plug," and they're like, "Tire plug." Dude came out and just did it in the driveway. Like he was fully prepared. He was fully prepared. Did it in 5 seconds.
What are they running?
$20. He did it in 10 seconds.
We're gonna have to remember that.
But like, dude, right next to the acai bowl place.
You gotta wonder if it's
like definitely.
There's a
no way.
sabotage situation going on. They're having the kids run over and fucking drop bolts in the acai bowl driveway. Big trees.
Not a lot of cicadas, I hear.
Not
a lot
anymore.
of cicadas.
Not a lot
They
anymore.
want to talk when the sun's out, but not when it's raining. You really find out who the tough cicadas are when the rain comes.
Please just hit the baseball. Put in fair territory and just pop it over the shortstop's head and give us this freaking run, bro.
Episode 2.
I'm never looking back. I'm always looking nowhere. See it on my track. Just wanted you to know where.
But back, episode 2.
Episode 2.
Episode 1, I mean, I think it went way better than we expected.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of just like we were throwing shit against the wall and just seeing kind of what sticks. Well, we're still kind of doing that. But
And we don't know if anything actually stuck.
we're just like asking people, hey, did that stick? Can't really see.
We can't see the wall.
Yeah, we're just like throwing it over the wall, a giant wall. We're just hurling it over.
It's a trick shot.
Any of that sticking? That's what we're yelling across, trying to get people.
Oh, man. And they're like, no. But in reality, everything's just sticking, and they're throwing a huge party in the
Sticks.
backyard.
Yeah.
And we're just in the front yard.
And we're just trying to.
How is
get it to
nothing
stick.
sticking? All right, episode 2.
Episode
Back,
2.
SoBet pod, SoBet show, whatever we want to call it. This has been awesome. Episode 1 was a blast. Quick before we get into it, we'll do the quick SoBet plug. Obviously, you guys know what SoBet is. For anybody, first-time listeners, first time to the channel, first time hearing about the company, we built probably the only thing you need the rest of your life in sports betting. We took all the best handicappers, all the best influencers, put them on one platform, and delivered the best user experience around it. We got guys posting picks, posting analysis, posting content 24/7, every single sport. It's up to, I think now we're putting out over 5,000 posts a month. Most of those including picks, all of them tracked on the platform. We got leaderboards, we got hot streaks, we got some craziness, and we got people cashing every single day.
I did a peek yesterday. 1.2 thousand bets
That's crazy.
made in the last week.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
Compared to, again, I'm not trying to be that guy, back to when it was just 4 of us. And there was 3 posts a day, if that, on the platform.
I was posting
If that.
I was posting F1 bets that first summer. You remember that? Yeah.
I was trying to find any reason to post. Like I was
Yeah.
posting like 5 times a day and just posting random shit.
That's actually
we
crazy.
just got to get posts up there. Now, if I post 2 times in the same day, it's almost too many.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
But yeah, it's going well. We've signed up over 18,000 people on the platform. Massive community, massive social community. Get on there, check it out. Our goal is to help you become a better sports bettor. More information, more transparency, everything you need from content analysis provided by the best and most entertaining people. All on your phone too. All right, that's the SoBet plug. Get on there. Digging into the platform now. We can start with you. Do you want to start with you?
We don't have to.
A guy that's been hotter than bacon grease.
We don't have to, but we can.
And bacon grease is pretty damn
Bacon
hot.
grease, as I would know, as a guy who worked at McDonald's for a little bit, used to really cook a lot of bacon.
Guy that knows bacon grease.
You fill up the whole grill with bacon when you make bacon there.
Perhaps a guy that knows bacon grease more than anybody
More
else.
than most.
More than
Remember
most.
when I talked about the factory work and how I still have scars on me? Before those scars were McDonald's scars.
bacon grease.
From the bacon grease and the burger grease. It was, and anyone out there who ever worked at McDonald's or probably any fast food, probably any food at all, you would know what I'm talking about.
And the crazy thing is, while you were working at McDonald's, little did you know, in a few years, would people be comparing you to the bacon grease you were working with?
Yeah, no, would have never guessed that.
In a posive light.
Yeah, in a positive way. Yes.
Because you're one of the hottest guys on the platform. 7-1 yesterday. I tailed all your picks.
7-1, 8+ unit winning day, including a bet on the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, and you bet him again today.
And I bet him again today.
And I tailed you again today.
As you should. I will also like to say, I don't bet the NBA. As you know,
Of
I
course.
fucking hate the NBA.
I do.
I am 6-0 my last 6 NBA plays.
Wow.
And
If you had bet him.
guys, if I had bet them, but other people have been betting them.
Sure.
And I've been just telling them, hey, this, that, the other thing.
Sure. I'm still working on my high odds triple double parlayed with the first basket, and I've gotten even closer.
Gotten real close.
I've gotten
Real close.
even closer. I almost had a Tyrese Halliburton one hit. I was 2 rebounds away. Last night was probably the game that I'm gonna look back on and say that that's when it should have hit. Plus 56,000 was my ticket last night. 56,000. Jaylen Brown, first basket, cash. Jason Tatum, 40+ points. He goes 2 for 10 from threes, ends up with 36 in overtime. And then I had Horford, 3+ threes. He shot 11 threes,
Yep.
went 3 for 11.
He was firing.
Yeah, firing.
Couldn't ask for anything more.
And the last leg was a Horford double-double. He ends the game with 8 rebounds, has rebounds going off his head and out of bounds. Threw his hands off his head and out of bounds.
Doesn't count for a rebound.
And he gets an extra quarter in overtime, and I still can't catch.
He just absolutely blows it.
It was 5 to win 2,000.
That would have been something magical. we like to joke about PJs, but
I might have had a PJ
that
straight to
could have been
Vegas.
it. We'd be gone for the next week randomly.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go?
We'd spend $100,000.
You guys don't know. You guys don't get it. You guys don't understand what we're doing out here. We're doing something magical, something special out here.
But we're gonna keep firing. I feel like, and I told this to Wes the other day. I feel like I'm on the other side of the safe, and I'm just on that last click, and I got that big earpiece where you can hear the clicks,
The doctor thing.
and I'm just listening for the last click, and on the other side is FanDuel and DraftKings just lighting the money on fire because they know I'm 1 click away, and they don't want me to come out of
Right.
there with everything they got.
with everything and anything.
Everything they got. They're lighting money on fire. I can smell the smoke, actually, from the other side of the safe as I'm turning. I'm right there. I've almost cracked the code.
Sure. A stethoscope. I was
He
digging
was thinking the whole time.
deep for that stethoscope. No,
All right,
yeah.
but back to the platform.
Anyways.
Gutsy's one of the hottest guys.
Red hot.
We got some other guys on insane runs. Deepak. Honestly, Deepak might be the hottest bettor I think I've ever seen in my life.
It doesn't even make any sense because he's hitting these stupid parlays too.
Insane.
Which is like, it's almost to the point to where.
Well, but those are bonus.
yeah, I know.
He throws them out there as bonus.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
he's red hot and he's hitting these
and he's
parlays.
hitting these stupid parlays on top of all of the straight bets he's hitting.
It's
Nothing
crazy.
makes any sense.
It's
This is why he's
crazy.
building an Olympic-sized pool in his backyard with an Olympic-sized hot tub.
He
Just
hit-
the biggest.
Dude, today he hit a plus 515. Last Friday he hit a plus 683 5-teamer. And between those two, $12,000. And those are just bonus on top of
on top
he
of-
is hot and he's hitting these bonus bets. It's insane. All this is tracked on SoBet. Absolutely ridiculous. And then the last guy, we almost brought him over here from the house, but the last guy I want to highlight here, another guy that's just red hot, just like you in the MLB, Mr. Lloyd Locks.
The man who graduated school.
10-1 in his last 11 plays in the MLB.
You gotta love it.
That reminds me of myself, a young Cooper Lycan, just going on one of those crazy runs.
I'll tell you who it reminds me. It reminds me of a young me. It was actually, you know what it was?
A young Mr. Pickscash.
You know what I started thinking about the young, back in my prime, because our boy Deepak was asking questions in our group chat today, right? About what's the most likes, and I actually meant to respond and I forgot to, but back in the day, back in my prime, we had 3 straight posts of just got
What do you think?
What's broken.
What's happened? You think you've fallen off?
Yeah,
You think it's you?
washed up.
Is there a way back or?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm like you know what I am? You know what I am?
Let's hear it.
I'm like a Max Holloway. It's like everyone loves me, right? Everyone
Interesting.
still loves Gutsy. They're like,
Interesting
oh, you ever play
comparison.
Gutsy? That's kind of cool. Let me look at it. But
Couple
I'm coming.
bad
but
losses.
now,
Everybody forgets
yes,
about him.
exactly. And then I'm
And
gonna
then it's
come
one of
out
these.
and I'm gonna say, do one of these, and then just throw it with somebody, right? In this situation, obviously, talk about if you just saw the Max Holloway's last fight, or I guess just his fight against
Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje. Okay, if you will watch that fight,
It's all that weed
that's
getting
what
to
I'm.
him.
That's
Finally
what I
getting
am.
to him.
It's finally catching up.
The weed cells are finally winning the war against
They're
the brain
like
cells.
the first thing they attack
Just
is the
taking
names.
battle after
They
battle.
just take all the names one by one. They're like, this name leaves. This name we'll take this name on the way out.
They're just winning
But-
battles up there. Right
But no,
now.
we had a great hockey season though. People are just they're down on the baseball season right now.
Yeah.
Not having the best. So
We'll
we're
come back
looking
around.
okay.
A couple more nights like last night, and we'll be back there.
I mean, tonight's looking good. Yeah. We're gonna be just fine. I'm not even fucking worried about it. Everybody's up my ass about it. I'm like, have you looked at the last 3 years? What we did 2 years ago was the most unrealistic thing I've ever done in my entire life. I'll probably never do that again.
Magical.
I still remember when we were at Fridays for the opening night of Fridays, and I'm sitting there like, bro, I'm the greatest baseball gambler to ever do it. And I remember us talking about it because there was just this 2-year run that I went on. That was fucking insane. But either way, yes, not sure I keep talking about. But we're going to bounce back. Can't wait to bounce back. We're just finally having a bad start to the season. That's all.
We'll bounce back. I believe in you.
Always bounce back, baby.
What else is going on with the platform? We got leaderboards, still working on them.
And they're looking mighty fine.
Oh, they're great.
They're looking mighty
gonna change the
fine.
game.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna change the
love
game.
That.
Yeah, and we're cleaning up the chat rooms. Chat rooms should be popping.
Chat rooms are getting better.
But yeah, by football season, I mean this thing's gonna look and feel completely different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the competition that's gonna go on a week to week basis on the leaderboards.
Yep.
The amount of people just smacking bets because they'll be able to see who the hottest guys are. It's just gonna
100%.
change the game.
It's gonna
And
change
so
how it all goes.
we're gonna see who the real dogs are. Step into the arena. That's what I like to say.
And I've been waiting for that day my whole life. I can't wait. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't. It's
You know
like,
who's starting to pick back up too on the posting? Have you seen a couple come across? You know who I'm gonna say, Bryce? Mr. West. Mr. Wild West. I think he went 0 for 3 last night.
what did we call him for a little bit there?
Public West.
Public West. That's interesting. No.
He made a t-shirt.
You want to know? I actually saw, he actually commented. I didn't want to bring this up.
No.
You brought this up. He commented on my post the other day and he said, oh, I love that play. And I said, fuck. I said, fuck me. That's not what I want to hear.
You had 8 of them.
Yeah,
You had
that's
8
not
of
what I
them,
wanna
though.
hear. Yeah. It was actually, he liked the Yankees, which did end up cashing. So, maybe he's not Public West anymore. Maybe we have to start reevaluating, switching up nicknames, giving that to somebody else. Maybe this isn't public. It's not the same West we used to know and love.
Maybe we do a mush of the week.
I like that.
A little segment on the fly.
I actually love that. Mush of the week this week. I mean,
Who do you got?
sitting right over here.
Wow.
Mr. Bryce Smith,
That's
the
actually so
producer
true.
of the show.
He absolutely fucked us last
The
week.
producer of the show.
Dude, I saw something. People were saying Barboza got robbed. And I was like, we watched that fight.
No, absolutely not.
He was dead.
Barboza lost that fight outright.
He almost died in the ring.
Bryce gave us Barboza money line, and before that, gave us Tyson Fury money line. And I mean, Bryce basically said,
Usyk.
throw it all. College fund, everything, throw it on it. What do you have to say for yourself?
That was
I hammered it.
classic.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, Fury got fucked, but he won.
The Fury got fucked. He almost died in the ring.
He won the fight.
My guy Alexander Usyk came out in a general outfit. He almost killed him in the ring. He came straight from the front lines.
Took an inhaler.
He took a plane. He took a plane from the front lines in the Ukraine to Saudi Arabia, killed somebody else in Saudi Arabia. Tyson Fury killed him, and then flew back and started killing Russians again. That guy is. How did you bet against him? And I was the guy.
It's a good question. No, it's a fair question.
I wish I watched that fight with you guys so bad.
It was a wild one.
I mean, the wings just did a number on me. The wings just
No,
did a
that
number
happens
on-
sometimes. That
Yeah,
happens.
I
Sometimes.
mean, those are- I had to go
those
let-
wings. Run that clip, brother.
We gotta
Those
run that clip.
wing.
I'm indifferent at Brad.
Oh yeah, wait for it, oh yeah. Just pick it up, yeah. You see it in the eyes there.
Starting to set in a little bit.
You see it in the eyes there, just pick it up.
Sweating immediately. Immediate sweat.
Immediate sweat.
I'm over here pouring sweat.
Wow.
Those wings were so hot,
So
and I only had one of them.
I was pouring sweat.
I
I had to go isolate. After I left you guys, I had to go isolate.
Yeah.
We were gonna watch the fight.
No, we were gonna watch the fight.
And I had to go
together.
isolate.
You had to get it together. I mean, you
I had to go lay down on my couch. I was
You
like,
were borderline.
I actually got in bed. I watched the fight from my bed on my laptop.
It was one of them nights.
Yeah, streamies.
It was hot.
Fighting for their lives out there.
were
They were fighting.
Streamies.
They were fighting
I
for
tell you
their
this.
lives.
I talked to my dad yesterday, and I did tell him, I go, okay, the next Tyson Fury fight, because I usually buy most fights, I'm gonna buy the next Fury fight.
Yeah, we
Because
have to.
We have streamed probably the last.
It went
4
out on me
Fury
3
fights,
times,
and
minimum 3 times.
it.
And they credit to them, credit to their hackers, which are all in a house somewhere, and we can't disclose the location because the FBI is watching this.
Plus, they're already at the other house.
They're probably already at the other. They're already packing up, moving to the other
Yep,
house.
as they're listening to this.
And I mean, they did a fantastic job.
No, they
A
did
fantastic
They did what
job.
they could.
They did what
they
they
do
could.
what they can for the boys. Again, I don't really use Streamies as much anymore. You know why I have to use it these days? It's usually for out of market games because
Yep.
you know Atlanta Braves games and all that shit are blacked out, so you can watch that on Streamies. Or pretty much just like the random
The
fight
fights,
cards.
yeah, the
like
fights.
because I buy pretty much every UFC fight card, but for boxing, dude, it's so hard to buy these boxing because
I don't even know where to
because
buy 'em.
I can tell you, you want to know what you have to do? It's
Days
fucked
in?
up. It's fucked up. You have to go to DAZN, but you have to buy the subscription on DAZN, which is like $15 a month. So you have to buy that. Then you have access to buy the fight,
That's
which is $75. And also, you can't name any other fighter on the undercard. Like
No.
you don't know any of them,
No,
even
no,
this co-main event.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because they're fighting for the fucking
IBF.
lightweight IBF championship of the world that 10 people already have. And I mean, all these people. Tyson has 30 belts. Canelo has like 50 belts.
No,
Like
it's crazy.
These dudes just make up belts, and
Yeah.
so it's so impossible to buy
Not
a
my
card
guy
for
Usyk
boxing.
though. Not my guy Usyk.
Us-
Undisputed.
He's
Unified.
got, like-
Unified all the belts.
How many heavyweight championships does this guy have? This guy's got like 7.
No idea.
Along the way, you're just
No
always
idea.
fighting for belts. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No idea. But all right, we'll get going here. We got a great interview on the pod. Again, we're trying to get some of the best creators in the space on the pod, hear their stories, talk about what they're doing, talk about all the different corners of the industry. We had Betr Jojo on this time. Great interview. He's dating one of the hottest girls in sports betting. Can't knock him for that.
Sure.
Can't knock him for that.
Chalk it up.
Chalk it up as a win.
Not a boy. I'll kick this coverage or what?
Potentially.
Sure.
I-
That's a great call. Good
I
special
don't know,
teams
though.
coach.
I mean, he's got a good thing going. He
Good guy
might
going.
be right in line.
He's probably a great guy.
Yeah, he might be
Oh,
right in
well.
line. But listen to the interview, great interview, and then we'll get back after it for what's going on with the company. All right, Betr Jojo, Joey Marinelli, marinara sauce, Moriello, the guy that goes by Betr Jojo, dating the hottest girl in sports betting, some might say. Joe, thanks for coming on today. Thank you so much for being the second guest. How we doing today?
Dude, we're doing great, man. It's a pleasure to be on here. already sweating bets. We were talking about it before. Some are going good, some are going bad, but life's good,
It's just the day in the life. It's just the day in the life. You're down in Miami, right?
Yeah, I'm in Miami now. Moved down here like last year. Just re-signed my lease, so one more year locked in under the belt.
Let's go. Let's go. Congrats, brother.
I've always wanted to move to Miami. I just got to go to Miami the first time last year. I went to the went to the Buffalo Bills Dolphins game. I by the way, I didn't know this about you, Joey, until yesterday. I'm also a diehard Dolphins fan. I would commit a felony for a Super Bowl. I've said that multiple times on multiple occasions. I would do whatever it took. I don't miss Dolphins playoffs games. I go to every single one of them, and we've never won one my entire life. So I got to go to Miami for the first time this past year just to watch us let up a punt return and a touchdown off a lineman's helmet. Off a lineman's helmet.
Like
You were
said,
at that game, right?
I was at that game. I also, Gutsy, I saw you went to Kansas City. I made the trip too. Shit was just depressing, man. And honestly, like you said, committing felonies, like for a Super Bowl, let alone like, bro, I would do anything to watch a playoff win. Like shit, I can't even say on the internet just to watch a playoff win, dude. I was planning like breaking down in tears in Kansas City. And obviously that didn't happen because, Tua in the cold, shit was just dark, but
I'm not gonna lie, it would have been hard for me to probably cry in Kansas City just strictly because of A, how cold it was, and
Yeah.
B, what I just had to go through to get there. My emotions were, I mean, they were all over the place when I was trying to get to this damn game. I mean, that was the craziest trip of my entire life. Almost died multiple times. Almost got stranded in the middle of nowhere.
The sensation of the
wait,
weekend.
so do you bet on the Dolphins too? Are you a fan and you bet on them as well? Do you
Not
double
only
bet?
does he bet on them, he drags his friends into betting on them too.
Mm-hmm.
I did the
And
same
calls
shit.
us bad. Calls us bad friends if we don't bet on them. So I mean, I don't know how many thousands I'm out on the Dolphins on this guy.
That's fine. Everyone likes to call me a bad friend for dragging them to the Dolphins, but they don't remember 2 years ago when we faced the Patriots the second time after losing them the first time.
Yeah,
and I said, this is a mortal lock of the century. We're not losing to the Patriots second. We don't ever lose to them twice. And then we went out there and we smoked them like fucking 50-0. But no one remembers those plays.
Yeah,
or
where
of
were
course,
you?
last year.
Never forget.
No, never forget. But
Wait,
either way.
speaking of the Patriots, though, you're from the Northeast, right?
So I'm from Jersey, but when I was really little, I lived in Florida for a couple of years, and that's when sports were shoved down my throat, literally. Like I was all Miami sports. I was Panthers, Heat, Dolphins, Marlins. I don't really give a fuck about. Like never did, never cared. But yeah, that's why I'm a big Miami sports fan. And then I moved back to Jersey, and then I went to school in Rhode Island, and all of my best friends are just the typical dickhead Boston guys. So
Salve Regina, right?
Yeah, Salve.
Yeah, let's
Not
go.
a lot of people know about it, man, but
Yeah, I'm from Portland, Maine, so I know all about
there
Salve.
you go. Yeah, man. But yeah, that was my college life, was surrounded by dickheads.
The
man.
best
Like,
people in the world.
bro, like
Boston
totally.
sports fans.
I
And you
love
grew
it.
up in, and it was probably, what years did you go to school?
So I went, the first year was when the Pats won the Super Bowl. I think gets the
Well, I
Rams.
mean, we won 6, buddy.
Yeah, man, it's real shitty to talk about, dude. But the greatest thing ever though is like it's over. Like it's over. Like I can rest now. Like I had like fan pages shitting on Tom Brady as a kid. Like that guy ruined my childhood, ruined my life. But it's
That's
over
crazy.
now.
That's crazy because
Yeah,
it was
no,
the
he-
opposite for me.
Yeah, you had literally a sports fan's dream, bro. Growing up with Super Bowls coming out of the ass. It's like, how does that
Yeah.
feel? I've never seen a playoff win.
No, I mean, I'm lucky because I had a delinquent father and I got to watch Tom Brady and he was kind of my dad when I was growing up. So, I mean, that's why I'm here today is because of him. He's just he was such a good step-in dad. He wasn't the stepfather. He was the father that stepped up.
But he was there, man. He was there.
I don't really know how to even respond to that or how we're supposed to even continue on with the conversation after something like that. Because I'll tell you right now, that would be the worst. I mean, there's no one worse than Tom Brady. As role
Yeah, no,
model.
we're not
role
going there.
model. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. But I'm just saying,
I could go
There's-
on for days, man.
no worse role model than Tom Brady. Really, the first question I wanted to ask you, because I'm honestly so curious, especially when we meet people like you, is how did you ever get started in this space? Like, what made you want to say, you know what? I'm going to start making sports content, sports betting content. What got you into this?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think you guys know exactly how it is. It's just diehard sports fan growing up, like an athlete. got introduced it like in sports betting through family at a young age, friends, in Jersey, everyone was betting. Like in 6th grade, people were trying to get me on a book, and I was like, yeah, holding out for a little bit. And then, yeah, I just got into betting and making videos about it and regular sports videos. Never really built much of a following, never tried that hard. Ended up starting to work for these startup companies. And I actually sold my first TikTok account to one of them for like $1,000. And after that, I was like, oh, I could just do this every time, man. Like I'm rich now. But yeah, that startup ended up going completely down, which was pretty funny. But it was just hopping through startups. I worked at a company called Clutch Points, which was just making graphics. I worked for their betting page and kind of weaseling my way into it, to be completely honest. With Betr was the biggest weasel of all time. It was DMing somebody, as in Mikey Locks, for 4 years when he was at Bleacher Report, and finally just got lucky. He reached back out to me like 4 years later and was like, yo, move to Florida tomorrow. And that was it. It was just consistent grind and just work your way in there however you can.
That's
that Wes, right? Who runs our influencer program?
Yeah, so I met Wes when I was at Clutch Points. Once again, just through the old cold DM strategy. I was DMing him off the company account, so it looked a bit more like credible. And we did like one collab post like a while ago, just about betting shit.
That's actually, I met Wes out of a cold DM too. Wes loves the inbound because he has so much outbound in his DMs that he loves the inbound too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Wes's Instagram and I'm like, this guy is he knows it fucking everyone. So we ended up just literally kind of keeping in touch. And he's also from Jersey, I think, too. So we always just shot the shit, chopped it up. And then like years later, I'm here and you guys are doing what you're doing over there. So it's cool. We always stayed in contact.
No, yeah, that's funny. But for people that don't know, Wes runs our influencer program. My roommate, I split time with him here in Nashville, and then we have a place in Brooklyn too. We go back and forth. But a lot of people call him Worldwide Wes. Because you never know where he's gonna pop up.
Worldwide
He's
Wes.
been to Mexico City this year. He's been to London. He's been to Paris.
He goes to every fucking playoff game. That's just in New York. Oh, playoff game in New York.
Literally, like a couple years ago, when I would see him like doing all this shit, and I was like, oh, this guy's got like crazy motion. I'm like 20 years old, and I'm like, he's working for Friday Beers. Like I was blowing his shit up, like however I can. Just. What the fuck do you do, man? Like
me and Wes like to call it 10 out of 10 getting in there. 10 out of 10 at getting in there. Like if it was a statistic in life, me and Wes would be 10 out of 10 at getting in there.
Oh.
And that's just facts.
I'm not kidding. If we just took Joey's breakdown of Wes, it's all just so dead on. And then you finish it off with, what does he do? I was DMing him, what do you do? These are all just the best. I've never seen any better way of breaking
I've also
down.
never met him either, man. I was just like, this guy is always moving. He's making moves. Everything I see him to attach to, it's like it's doing well. That's what I'm saying, man. Like it was just constant, almost like annoying, just getting it in there wherever you have to be, meeting anyone, forcing yourself to build a relationship. Like
that's so funny.
That's it.
But speaking of making moves, so you moved down to Miami from Salve. Was that talk about that transition down to Betr and how life's been down there so far, getting like acclimated?
Yes. So I dropped out of grad school, and I didn't finish my second semester. I literally packed my bags in Rhode Island, moved home back to Jersey for like 2 days, and then Christmas Day packed up my car and drove to Florida. Like had Christmas with the fam, was like, hey guys, I'm just gonna fucking go for it. Got down to Florida, and then was in Ohio the next week for the launch of actually like Betr on New Year's Eve. And it was great. When I first got here, I almost didn't know my role or my job. Like you guys get it with startups, everyone's doing almost everything. And there was a time where I would literally show up and I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. But as time went on, it was like kind of learning your character, and that's what we're doing here. And I'm sure it's what you guys are doing too, is incubating these characters and, building these people that followers want to connect with. So now it's at the point where I'm like comfortable. I know what I'm doing. I know what videos work for me, what videos bomb completely. So still figuring it out. And yeah, it's been great, man. It's been a grind, but that's the startup culture,
I just have to ask the question. because it just has to be asked.
Yeah.
How is Jake Paul as just, I'm sure you've talked to him a time or two.
Yeah.
How is the man?
Dude, he is the man. Like, I come from a place where it's like, all these influencers, like all the bullshit, like chances are I'm going to meet one of these dudes and just be like, fuck this guy. But man, he is so real, like off camera, just good, genuine dude who cares a lot about the company, which I think is the coolest part. It's like when he comes in, we're banging out videos, like he's helping us. And at the end of the day, he is a creative marketing genius. Like he sees things, even if it's the tiniest edit in a video, like he'll tell us he's got our back. And I don't know if you guys saw, but he's been, he gave me $10,000 to bet on the national anthem with, and the bet actually lost. Didn't have to pay it back, but
Yeah. That was a brutal one too, especially with all the stuff that was coming out. I kind of figured you'd say that. I mean, Jake Paul, he's the man. I mean, honestly, we go to a lot of his fights. We're probably going to go to the one in Houston when he fights Mike. That's going to be badass. Went to the one in his first fight in Cleveland. That was a wild one. So I was definitely interested just kind of what it would be like, basically working for Jake Paul. Cause I got to imagine it's got to be pretty wild.
I don't think I've ever not bet on Jake Paul too.
Oh,
speaking of betting,
I'm not trying to even get into it, but there's not a lot of people in this world that are up more money, not just on Jake, but Logan as well. Because I've bet them every fight. Jake Paul was plus money against Nate Robinson, against every single person he fought.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was the craziest
I remember
thing.
Before like I even was making, I guess it was the same thing. I was making bets with my friends, like Jake Paul's going to knock the fuck out of Nate Robinson. It's just not going to happen.
100%. And okay, so let me ask you this question, put it this way. How do you think Jake Paul in the Mike Tyson fight is going to go?
Yeah, dude, trust me, we're all wondering the same thing. The one thing I'll say though is like Jake is legit, man. He trains his ass off and he is a monster. He is super talented, like not even glazing the old boss here, but he's sick. I think it's going to be Jake Paul in very early rounds.
Gets off the interview, raise.
Hell yeah.
Great job, kid. Probably sitting on the other side of the mic, around the camera right now. Great job, kid.
Somebody clip that.
That's good.
No, that's cool though. I also agree.
He's gonna kill him.
Yeah, I think
he's gonna kill him.
I think it's gonna be almost hard to watch.
Mike Tyson just almost died on a flight, dude. He's so old. It's so crazy.
That's the thing though. It's like Tyson. Like we'll see videos, off camera of Tyson though, just being a monster, and it's like,
for sure.
I could very much see it being a good fight. And you see how even the line is. It's Jake minus 175, which
I know. I right when I saw the opener, I'm like, how do I not just unload everything I own on this? Bro?
Yeah, I might make an investment out of the SoBet account.
You just gotta hope so. Out of the recently funded SoBet account.
Congrats on the fund. Empty the clip now.
Like the two porn stars that just fought last weekend. I don't know if you saw that.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
2 porn stars that boxed last weekend. Ended in a draw.
Do they box clothed?
Oh yeah. Oh no, fully clothed. Fully clothed.
No, one's an ex-UFC girl.
Yes. One of them was an ex-UFC fighter. The other one's that London girl who's boxed on like the random KSI cards before.
I don't even know.
I don't know. It was wild. She dropped. Boxing has turned a corner since Jake Paul.
I'm not as deep as you guys.
It's awesome.
Well, I mean, we got it. We got to talk. We got to talk the relationship.
Yeah.
We got to talk the relationship.
Dude,
how did that happen? What is going on? And yeah, just talk about it. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, long story short, like first time I met Amanda, we just clicked, absolute homies, like got super close the week of Jake's fight against Andre August. And literally that whole fight week, we were just like hanging out. And I got so close to her where I was like, damn, I think I kind of like this girl. And like, I don't think I have a chance. Like, who the fuck am I? But we ended up I mean, she was feeling the vibe too. We were just enjoying it. And then we went to the Dolphins Jets game. No better way for it to happen. And then like straight up, she kind of forced it out of me, but she was like, do you have a crush on me? And I was like, yeah. And funny enough is we kept it a secret for mad long because I did not want to mess up any sort of relationship with like Betr or jobs or anything like that. But we ended up just telling Jake, and then everyone was like, yeah, let's just keep this going, make content with it, have fun. And Don't be an
Yeah, well, I
idiot.
think most people thought it was a bit.
Yeah. Oh no, they totally did. Like my bosses thought it was a bit too.
That would have been a crazy bit.
I thought it was a bit for a little bit. I was like,
got
what's
me
going on here?
I mean,
Nah, she's the best, dude. She's
well, the
killing it.
fact that it's not a bit is a crazy bit.
Hilarious.
Fucking awesome.
Well, that's awesome for you. The sports betting influencer love story. Maybe the first of
Oh,
its kind.
Dude, and the cool thing is like it's nuts, man. I'll come home, we'll hang out, and she is so dialed in on the plays that she gives. Like if she has a winning night, she is pumped. Like she's doing like hours of research. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there like dartboard throwing bullshit and whatever. And she's like yelling at me, like, just like tail my plays, like do the research. And I'm like, nah, like home run parlay plus 9,000 generate.
No,
Nice,
Amanda's
dude,
awesome.
nice.
She's been coming on like back in the way old days when we were like filming shit on webcams and shit. She was coming on shows and just
Dude,
giving out
yes.
fire plays.
Yes.
She's awesome.
When we were on these little ass webcams, bro, in our living room, like the
Dude.
craziest.
This is like 2 years ago.
The
Probably.
push
This is probably
things we had
2
to
years
try to
ago.
make it wrap around the random things we were doing. Oh my
Hey,
god.
man.
But she would just come on like from her
Oh,
kitchen,
God.
glass of wine, and just give out fucking fire plays.
She's the best, man. She's a
Nice.
homie. She don't
That's
care about
awesome, dude.
who you are, how big you are. She's just real as can be.
Oh, I guarantee. I believe that for sure. But before we let you go, I also have to ask. Is this the year that we win a playoff game? Do we end the longest drought in the NFL this year? How does the Dolphin season go this year? I need to know.
Brother. I'm like I'm like a super biased fan. Like every
totally.
year, I'm an asshole. Like I will scream at any fan that we're playing and just be like, we're gonna win by 30. Like I post on social media all the time, like winning by 40. We are going to have the best season that we've had in a while, and we are going to win a playoff game. I can't say anything past that. I don't care about a Super Bowl, dude. I just need a playoff win. I promise you.
Crazy. Dolphins fans are absolutely.
No, it's so sad.
It's the craziest shit ever. Yes.
Shit ever.
You're in a division with Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen. You're the third best team before any of the games are played.
Josh Allen stinks. But yes, I agree with you. I've been saying all the same shit. Actually, I just thought about this. You know Adam. Adam just got hired down at Betr, right?
Yeah, dude, he's awesome.
Dude, I met him in New York. I'm
Adam
not
who?
from Game Day. Remember originally from Game Day?
Oh, the
kid we met
caps
up in
off.
New York?
Caps off.
Caps off kids?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
the caps off kid. And listen,
We have two of them now.
yes, there's both of them.
Oh, wow.
Yes, both of them.
Nice.
When I met Adam, I'm not kidding me. I think I was doing a podcast or something in their studio, right?
Yeah.
Adam came walking in and we talked for 10 seconds and we were immediately hugging.
He's a Dolphins fan too?
Immediately hugging.
Dude,
He's a diehard Dolphins
he's a
fan.
great-
God.
He's a great Dolphins fan, man. He
Great
came
Dolphins
into Betr. He came into Betr, and I was like, I think I gave him a hug. He said something about Tua, and I gave him a hug. I was like, bro, I needed you.
That's
in
what I'm
here.
saying.
Where the fuck
Hey,
are they finding these Dolphins fans?
We're-
It's like,
No,
who's being born a Dolphins fan right now?
when we win our first playoff game since
Yeah.
I'm alive, you're gonna come to Miami, man, and we're gonna
Yes.
get a table. We're gonna
Yes.
get bottle service that just
Yes.
says first playoff win in our lifetime. And we're gonna
I
have
mean,
a
I'm
good
in for that.
No,
Oh, you're in,
can't.
you're in.
You absolutely cannot come. I'll
I'll
tell
wear
you
a
right now.
Dolphins jersey for a table.
You cannot come. But well, I'll tell you right now, wherever that game is, no matter if it's in Miami, I'll fucking be there because I go to all the playoff games. I'm going to every playoff game for the rest of my life until we win. I'm already going to the Green Bay game, the Colts game, and the game in Buffalo right now this year. I don't know which one in Miami you're going to, but we need to link up on at least one of these games and do some shit together.
1,000,000,000%.
Bring better Derek. We'll have Gutsy run a mile against him so he can beat somebody.
Oh, I'd crush him. No, I'd crush him. I don't know what do you run it? What do you run it in?
I don't know. What do you run it in?
He ran it in 5:15.
What did you run it in?
5:05.
That's fucking flying.
Oh, dude, I peaked. Athletically, I peaked. Like I blacked out. I don't remember any of it.
That's great. Were you training for that for a while?
I was training for like 3 weeks, and like the fastest mile I ran was like 6 minutes. And then that event happened. Jake Paul pulled up the day before his fight. And I'm just like, I literally like
Game time player.
Dude, my dad's calling me. He's like, bro, you can't lose this shit. Like,
Your Jersey dad.
dude, like everyone. I had family members, like uncles, aunts, are like, bro, don't embarrass us. Like, this is legit.
The family's name
Yeah,
is
man.
in.
That
That's so funny, dude.
Jersey blood, man. It was pumping.
But yeah, bring him to a Dolphins game. He'll beat Gutsy in a mile for sure.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'll
But
try to set it up.
but yeah, no, I can't wait to do some shit together, man. Again, really appreciate you coming on the pod. It was cool kind of getting to learn more about you. We'll do some more in the future.
Listeners, go check out Betr.
Go
Better
check out Betr.
picks.
Yes,
Better
sir.
pending.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, win $1 million, right?
Code Jojo.
What do you guys have? The
that's what it is
1000x,
for me.
the 1000x bonus right now?
Yeah, so we got 1,000x multipliers and just the fastest, biggest payouts right now in the game statistically. But
Statistically, not a lot.
Get on there.
That's a fact.
not a lot, not a lot. But
That's
yeah,
a
man,
fact.
Get on
That's a
there.
fact.
If you want to throw Hail Marys like I have all fucking NBA playoffs,
Yeah.
haven't hit one yet. It's going to happen tomorrow night. Get
Fuck
on
yeah.
there.
Triple double lays everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, fellas, I appreciate you having me on. I'm excited to link with you in the further future.
Oh, I can't. I actually can't wait because I loved Adam and I know that I'm gonna love
Dude,
him.
I want to shake your hand right now, man.
I know. No, it's tough. It's really
All
tough.
right, all right.
It's tough.
Cut the interview.
Hey, tell Adam I said hi, and we'll talk to you later, buddy. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you,
All right,
JoJo.
guys.
All right. Talk soon, buddy.
That was our interview with Betr Jojo. Thank you. Just another great guy in the business. Another great interview. We're just going to keep those things coming along as we move on. Now, speaking of moving on, we don't try to date these pods. We try to keep them, as loose as we can, timeless as they can. Who says that? Who's the singer?
Here we go. Brain
Is it
cells.
Nick? Is it Nick B? Who sings that in a song?
I don't even know.
We're
what
making
he's talking
timeless
about.
music. You know the fucking song. Unbelievable, bro. It doesn't matter. But Memorial Day's coming up.
Yeah.
Memorial Day. Big day for some.
Yeah.
I love Memorial Day. I'm a big
What are you
fan.
going to do? Are you going to do the Murph with me? You know what the Murph is?
Yeah.
Does Gutsy even know what the Murph is?
No, definitely know
There's
what the
no
Murph
shot.
is. Go ahead and just explain it. I definitely know what it is, though.
Mile run
Sure.
in a 20-pound weighted vest.
Okay.
100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, all on the weighted vest. Mile run for time.
I would need a training camp for that, but I could definitely do it. I could definitely do it.
You
For
would need
sure.
you would need a
couldn't
6-week
just-
training camp.
I couldn't
You need
just
6
walk
weeks
out
to
and
do
do it. I would just need a little training camp. Let me get the body back in shape because this body's ready. It's activated at all times. It's always ready to get back in there.
That's a big
Get
thing
back
on
after
Memorial
it.
Day. Did you know that?
All
All the gyms in Nashville will be doing it. Yeah,
Oh.
it's a huge thing. Do
No.
the Murph.
We normally just
Named after-
say the Pledge of Allegiance.
So like the story
Train.
behind it is there was a SEAL who used to do it when he was overseas, like all the time, and he was killed in action, and so like it became a huge thing in the CrossFit world. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, but the whole point of Memorial Day, obviously, recognize the troops. Right.
Recognize the troops.
What a lot of people don't know, probably that are watching this pod, is that you were a troop.
A troop.
You were
A trooper.
You were in the fucking thick of it.
Yeah, trooper.
So for all the people, just real quick, that might not have an idea that you were doing this, people are now, oh, that guy was in the fucking.
Yeah, little trooper.
Just give a quick background, just kind of what you did,
yeah, I mean,
just real quick.
you guys know, but went to West Point, had to serve 5 years in the military, and that's about it.
Well,
about
but not everybody. Now we're just glossing over when you got scumbags out there like Coach K who go to West Point
Coach
and
K
they
is a
fucking
scumbag. He dodged the service. He dodged the
it,
service.
dodged. Thought that he could get away with it by trying to go get us a gold medal, which
He did dodge.
we appreciate most.
My grandpa hates Coach K. Hates Coach K.
I love that.
Yeah, he hates him.
I absolutely love that about your grandpa. A lot of
Yeah.
people hate Coach K.
Because I guess Coach K, I guess we're peeling back the onion a little bit here.
Sure.
Hasn't given a lot of money to West Point,
Mm-hmm.
and he's made about $100 million in career earnings.
Mm-hmm.
Most people who rep their school that hard tend to give a little bit of cash.
Just a little bit. We're
We
not
made
asking for
100 million.
much.
We're just asking for maybe $1 million.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You got 100 of them.
Yeah, you got a lot of
You
them.
got 100 of them.
and you didn't serve a goddamn second.
You got 100 of them, and you wear your West Point ring and rep
Yeah.
West Point and dodge service.
Yeah, Dodge service, didn't serve a second, but you did serve.
I did.
You actually went overseas.
Did, yeah.
Where'd you go?
Afghanistan.
And how long were you there for?
4 months.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to all understand here, the ones that don't know. This man at one point was in the fucking thick of it. I think it was like my dad. He was like Like I'm explaining to him, like, yeah, no, he was like in the
That was a wild
thick
time.
of it. Yeah,
It was a wild time.
but yeah, we don't have to get into what you're doing out there, but I can't even. We really don't. Maybe that's a story for a different day, right? Maybe we'll save it for the drunk pod to do sometime.
That's a non-pod. So that's never. We're never gonna get. We'll get a lot of stories recorded. I'll talk a lot. We're not gonna tell any of those.
Oh man, what a fucking time! But no, but in all reality, shout out to you. Appreciate you. Appreciate your family. Appreciate the grads of West Point. And yeah, I just want to bring it up because Memorial Day is obviously coming up, and I just want to make sure that people actually know the story.
And I mean, now it's
Mr.
funny.
Cooper
Like now we're just on a different type of front line.
We're on the front line too. We're
every day,
every fucking day,
every day.
We're fucking
the
up
front
there.
line of our couch.
Well, yeah, that's also true.
Leaning forward
in a nice, like this position, like a 45-degree angle-ish, acute angle. I think might be what the 45 is. Am I right about that?
Brain cells are starting to come back.
They're coming
and win
back.
the fight.
Right? They're really fighting back here.
Being back
really
in THC.
They're coming over the top with a fucking hook. Just like when Tyson went down. Not in the last fight, but when he went down against, the bronze bomber.
Oh, yeah, true.
I remember he was dead. You remember that clip of him just like,
yeah. I can't believe he
stood up.
Did he win that fight?
Yeah. That's insane. Yes.
And he almost won against Usyk, too.
Yes.
I mean, dude, there's got to be some sort of conspiracy going on with him almost winning fights like that.
I talked to my dad. It's just some Fury fights are they're always fun to watch. I absolutely fucking love them.
That's insane.
Okay, real quick, just going back to the company here. Obviously, Ron and Bavik, they were here this week. We sometimes have people come in. Just real quick, if you could just give background on them because they'll probably be in some of the stuff or some of the vlogs, soon.
Yeah, we should definitely integrate them.
Yeah,
at some point.
just real quick, Ron, what does he do for the company?
Yeah, so Ron's CTO, co-founded the company with me back in a while ago when we actually registered the LLC. But co-founded the company about like 3 years ago with me, and he's from Louisville, Kentucky, has 4 kids. Big dad vibes, but he's kind of the dad in the room in a lot of situations.
That is 100% fact, and no one cracks me up more than Ron. I mean, I've got some stories, me and Ron, especially out in Vegas, that are just you just wouldn't even suspect. You're just like,
let's hear one of them.
Well, I would say honestly the funniest one was when I can't remember what everybody was doing. Everybody was doing something, and Ron just came over to me in this room full of people, and he's just like, "Hey, you want to go smoke some weed?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it, Ron." This is just random middle of the day. I can't remember what we were doing, and he's like, "All right," he's like, "Just come back to the room with me. Like, I got a window up there. I figured out how to crack it." So, because we're walking up there, and I'm like, you can't smoke in these rooms, Ron. Like, we can just smoke outside. He's like, nah, trust me. And we get up there, and fucking, he just figured out how to crack his little door open, and we just were up there
and for the
ripping
listeners,
bowls.
Ron is completely sober. Besides a little bit of weed here and there.
Weed and Diet Coke.
I mean, if Diet Coke was alcohol, Ron would be dead. Let's put it that way. His liver would be shot. He'd be dead. We wouldn't know Ron.
Ron would have to be in a fucking super AA program, like in a fucking room with a jacket on.
And he might be for Diet Coke.
Very well could be. Like if let's just say some kind of like COVID 2.0 comes and Coke somehow gets attacked and they have to stop selling Coke, Ron would.
Or if they legalized Coke, he would be the guy bootlegging it.
Oh.
He would be the guy bootlegging it.
If we needed Coke,
yeah.
And I'm not talking
in like 30 years.
Snowflakes.
In 30 years, there'd be movies coming out, and he'd be the one defending his farm. Defending his farm when the feds try to take the Coke.
Full of Diet Coke. Diet Coke everywhere. You couldn't even imagine how much Diet Coke.
This guy's running a DC operation.
And then there's Bavik. What a guy Bavik is. Got to meet his wife for the first time this weekend.
Yeah,
That
they should
was
be
awesome.
moving down
She's
here. They
fucking
should be
awesome.
moving
That's
down here.
They
should be. It's just a matter of time. It's what we're hearing.
A classic Canadian family.
Yeah.
Golden Canadian. Exactly what you'd expect, basically, from, I think, because I don't really know how Canada works.
They're from Ontario.
But it's like, because like they're not French Canadians. They're not Montreal.
No.
Those are the French Canadians. No one likes French Canadians. From what I understand, fuck the French Canadians.
Who'd you hear that from?
A lot of Canadians in my Discord.
Interesting.
Yeah. And like a lot of them are like very heavy about like But fuck,
We got to
them,
run
though.
that one by Bobik.
No, we will.
Yeah.
All we'll ask him is, "What's your thoughts on the French Canadians?"
And
that's
he's
it.
look
We'll
at
just see what he
disgust.
says. Oh, I bet he'll be. I bet his wife might even be like, "Ooh," like say something like, because I'm telling you, there's something about it I don't like. But they're from where? They're from the what area? I'm trying to
Ontario.
think. So that's like,
It's like Toronto.
yeah, that's like right here,
I think they're from like
right
outside.
there.
Or no, is he from Ottawa or Ontario? I always get this screwed up. I think it's Ottawa, actually.
Nah,
Now
I
I'm
don't know.
thinking of it.
Who really even cares? It's somewhere up in Canada. It's a fucking big ass fucking.
All that
spot.
matters is he's
Freezing
moving to the
cold.
land
Yeah.
of the free.
That's all that matters. And so, real quick, what does Bobik do? How did he get started here?
Yeah, he's our lead engineer, heads up the development team, main developer, built the entire app from scratch. Didn't even know how to build apps before
no
he built
idea.
it, which is just
That's what we do, though.
insane.
That's what this company does.
Just figure it out.
We just fucking figure it out. Oh, you never built an app before? Okay. Oh, you've never fucking edited videos or shot
Dude,
anything
and
before?
that's actually a funny story. That's actually a funny story. So SoBet was on a web app for the first 14, 15 months. We launched it in June of 22, and then January comes around after football season. We had grown a ton, and I was like, we need to build a mobile app. Like we had enough users to where we were like, all right, we gotta invest in a mobile app. And so the first thing Bobik said was, all right, we need to hire somebody that can build mobile apps. And so Ron and Bobik went through this whole hiring process. And I had the final interview for 3 or 4 different people. And we went with this one guy we'll keep his name out of this just for privacy purposes. His name was Kian. And he was from LA.
Sure.
And so we hired him. And first week, we're like, all right, this is what, get started, check in some code, as they say in the development world. And that means you did something that week. I don't even know what it means.
Yeah,
Just checking the code.
A lot of that stuff doesn't make any sense.
Checking the code. First week, 0 code checked in. He didn't do anything. And so he comes back with some questions to Bobik and Ron. And I'm like, we got to start building this thing. Because we're basically on a oh god, Wes is locked out of the apartment. Absolute classic. We were on a timeline because our goal was to get it out by football season, and we knew it was going to take 4 to 5 months to build, a couple months to test and get right. And so this is January, and we have to have it out by August. Another week goes by, 0 code, 0 code, and I'm just like, all right, let's fire this guy. That's my immediate thought.
Yeah, of course.
And he's a good guy, good cultural fit, if you will, cultural fit. But I'm like, let's fire him. And they were like, all right, well, what's our backup plan? And I was like, I don't know. What's our backup plan? And Bobik was like, well, I guess I could try to do it. I could try to do it myself.
See what I can do.
Yeah, I could try to do it myself. And I was like, all right, let's do that. So we souped up the Indian team and kind of just supplemented running the app on the website and making sure everything was good from a support standpoint. And then Bobik just hit the keyboard. Just hit the keyboard, as they say in the dev world.
It's like when I had to change my windshield wiper for the first time in my car. I had no idea what to do. But I said, you know what?
And it took him 9 months.
I said, I'm not gonna go to some place to go get a guy. I'm gonna fucking
9 months later, Gutsy built a mobile app.
It took
and his windshield wiper still wasn't changed.
Never got changed, but he built a fucking app. It's like that, basically.
He built
Same
a
thing.
how-to app on how to build how to switch your windshield.
On how to put windshield wipers in on every model of every fucking car. Because that shit's crazy. It's it's all different. It's not the same. You think it's all just the same.
But yeah, that's Bobik. And I mean, since
Bobik.
then, he's been grinding. We've hired more people on the development side. Now he leads the whole team. Great guy, great leader. Honestly, one of the smartest people I've ever met. One of the most curious people. He always says that. Stay curious.
Stay curious.
He does.
But the thing I like most about Bobik and Ron in particular
Sure.
is they're winners. They are winners. They like to fucking win.
Deep
like
down.
we do too.
Oh.
Which is great for a sports betting team.
Yes.
Sports betting culture, that's our culture is winning.
Well, also, sorry to cut in, but Bobik has no sports betting experience, and neither does Ron, really, when they started.
Ron started with 0 sports betting knowledge. Now he bets every day. And he's won.
That's what he does. Comes full circle, though, because I remember the first time I met Ron, and it was on top of the Virgin Casino. and he had his computer out.
The Virgin Hotel.
Or the Virgin Hotel. I mean, not casino, sorry. The Virgin Hotel. And he pulls his laptop out when me and him are sitting at the fucking bar right there. And he goes, hey, Gutsy, can I show you something? Whips it open. He goes, I just opened up this account. He's like, I've been following your bets for a little bit. I'm up this amount of money. He's like, can you explain to me where to bet like first fives at and stuff? And dude, I went through, told him how to bet, all the stuff, where to find it all at. And then every single time I'd see around, like 3 months later, he'd be like, Gutsy. He's like, this is what my account's up to now because I'm just following all your plays. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, Ron. And yeah, he's literally never had to put money in since the day we started the company, basically.
Now he's been to Vegas 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. And he's fucking... He fires compared to what he used to do. I mean, he fires compared to what the fuck he used to do.
Hell of a story.
Great story.
Last thing, I was going to talk about the Virgin party. So the very first party we threw as a company was, I got out of the military actually 2 years ago today. 2 years ago today. It was May 22nd, 2022. Or yeah.
Okay, sure.
Exactly 2 years ago. That's insane. We threw a launch party on June 3rd, 2022. It was 11 days after I drove from Savannah back here. That whole week, we were basically putting together a launch party. We threw it at the Virgin, had like open bar, people there. It was supposed to be around the hockey game, the NHL playoffs. I think we had it up on the projector. Yeah, we did. And we had never met anybody.
No.
I'd met Ron a couple times, obviously. Yeah. I'd never met Bavik. I'd never met John, who runs our marketing. I'd never met you. I'd never met Jack. I'd never met any of the influencers. Wes didn't exist at the time.
Shout out Jared.
Jared was filling in. And I just remember John, who's still on board. He was a sophomore in college at the time, running our marketing, which was basically just like our social channels, like making like shitty graphics at the time. Like compared to where we've come, they were shitty. And I remember him coming down from his hotel room. And I just, for some reason, I just didn't think he was going to be like 5'6". He looked like a freshman in high school.
Right. Looked super young. Looked like a fucking kid.
Because we had been on Zoom up until that point.
Yeah.
And so he came down and I was like,
yeah.
Are you a freshman? Did you like lie about your age, bro?
Poor John, actually, when we were just at the casino, he got card checked twice while we were at
table.
Dude, while we were gambling on horses, bro. And the other time was while we were in line getting food. And the lady comes up and John's like, this is harassment. And I'm like, yeah, get the hell out of here.
Was John drunk?
No, we just started yelling at because, dude, they dead ass were like harassing John.
Yeah, that's
give
crazy.
Us your card, give us your card. He had already given it once, and then they come up to us again. And they're like, yo, give us your ID. We're like, get the fuck out of here. And I started flipping out because you know what I said? I'm like, yo, I used to work surveillance in a casino.
Yeah, of course.
You know what people like to say? Because I pull it. Hey, you want to know why I pull it? You know why I pull it? Because the minute that I
don't think I've ever been in a casino with Gutsy where he hasn't pulled that.
Have to pull it. But I'll tell you why. He's
got to let him know.
Gotta let him know because I tell the security guard, I go, well, I tell you what, instead of asking him for his ID, how about you go tell surveillance to go look up when he walked in and got ID'd, and then when he just got ID'd 10 minutes ago. And they're like, surveillance has got this going on, that going on. I go, fuck no. They're up there doing nothing right now because I used to do that shit. You ain't doing nothing. You're just sitting there watching people gamble. Legitimately, that's all you're doing with occasional look-arounds to make sure no one's fighting or anything. And that's literally all you do. And you just answer calls. That's what you do. And you know what the worst part about it is you write reports. You have to write, like I would be typing a billion words. What?
When Lloyd's phone got stolen?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and again, nobody knows what I did that night because nobody was with me. I mean, for 4 hours, I was Ubering all over fucking Vegas.
Oh, I remember that.
We'll tell that story on the next episode. We'll tell it till 7:30 in the morning. And
that's Vegas trip.
That was a wild one. There was something I wanted to say real quick before we ended it. I can't remember what it was.
Oh no, THC cells.
See, this is where they come in. They're fighting back.
There's an absolute battle going on.
Either way, it doesn't really matter.
We got to convene the council. I told Mr. Locks we'd pick him up at 7:15 to convene the council at B-Dubs. Shout out Shane Gillis for convening the council.
No. Yep. Shout out Shane.
That's Shane Gillis'
What was that, Bryce?
Cool. Did you know that? Ooh. That's Shane Gillis' bit.
Well, I put 2 and 2 together when he shared our story.
But the bit is on their podcast. They talk about this. The bit is that guys don't need therapy because every guy's got a good group of friends, and the only guys that need therapy are guys that don't have friends. Because guys that have friends, you just convene the council at B-Dubs, and you're like, my wife's such a fucking bitch.
Yes.
And everyone goes, yeah, your wife's such a bitch, dude. And you
Wife
just go,
sucks.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
These garlic parm, though. These guys.
These fucking honey barbecues are fucking smacking though.
Dude, and so when I made that video on our Instagram, he replied, convene the council.
That's what I mean. That's what
He's
I
like,
say, yeah.
everybody's got to convene the council at least once a week.
At least one time so you can get through that.
Couple
just so you can
times
get
a
through the whole
month,
week. That's
convene
right.
the council.
It's a great time. Nothing like convening the council.
So we got to convene. The game starts at 7:30, which is the NBA, so 7:40.
Yep, 7:40.
So we got 30 minutes. All right, episode 2. Wrap it up.
Episode 2.
We got plenty more stories. We were rolling this episode, but we'll get to more stories.
Stories in the pot. I mean, I can't put it in enough words. We have so many stories just from the past year and a half, bro. Going back to like even like random ones, like when the fucking bird almost got cooked in the fucking
car
X-ray
crashing
machine.
into our house.
The car crashing into our house. Tune in next
That's a
week
crazy
to
story.
fucking hear that one. That
All right,
was crazy.
Time to go convene the council.
Time to go eat B-dubs. Peace.
I'm always looking nowhere. See it on my track. Just wanted you to know where.